this is Kirk. I wanted to take just a couple minutes, and the question I'm asked most when I'm out campaigning is, why should I vote for you? So I wanted to answer that, and I might do this in a little two-part series to keep the two videos short. But as many of you know, I've been involved in the political process for many years. I go up to the Capitol every year during the legislative session. I have spoke on committees in behalf of Eagle Forum and the National Small Business Association. This last session, for example, I spoke on bills for the Small Business Association to explain why, as a business owner, I don't want to be forcing medications and procedures on my employees to work for me. If something goes wrong, does that make me liable? I'm not an expert in their medical health, and that's between them and their doctor. And then the other thing I worked really hard with was Kira Birkeland pushed a bill to protect girls' sports from boys who want to play in girls' sports. And you think that'd be an easy thing to pass in Utah, Republican state, religious state, but it was something we had to fight very hard to get passed. Governor Cox said if we put the bill past that he would veto it, which he did. The reasoning behind his statement was he said it was hurtful to the transgender community and they're suicidal and we need to love and have compassion for them. The House Republican leadership didn't want to pass it because they said it would stop revenue from coming to our state from big events and things that they would protest our state. Regardless of those reasons, they're both false and misleading. And to protect girls' sports is just it's just common sense, natural thing that needed to be done. I have a friend whose daughter skis competitively. I ski with them every year, and when she started skiing when she was 2, they're put into co-ed teams, boys and girls, when they're little, and she consistently would beat the boys in the co-ed teams, and then when they get to be about 12, they put them into boys teams and girls teams. And this year, as I said, she took the gold medal in her division. But if she was to ski against the boys, the worst place boys on her team that she used to beat when she was a kid, they can out-ski her. She can't compete against them, even as the gold medal winner in the girls division. And so if you're going to put boys to play against girls, you've just destroyed girls' sports. It has nothing to do with compassion. It has to do with physics and common sense. And girls train very hard and compete very aggressively to be the best that they can be. And to take that away from them is just immoral and wrong. So we worked really hard and we finally got those 2 bills passed. And I want to explain a little bit about how the process works. When I'm elected, I will have bills that I will put forth, and they'll go to the committees. They'll go to the Education Committee, the Health and Service Committee, the Transportation Committee, whichever committee that bill belongs to. And in the committee, there's about 15 representatives and senators that are assigned to the committees. They see the bill, they look at it, they say, yeah, we like the bill, or let's make a few changes, or let's just kick this bill is very bad, kick it out, we're not going to advance it on. And that's where most of the work gets done on the bills. Once the bill gets passed on out of committee, it goes to what we call the floor. And this is critical time. When it goes to the floor, that's where everybody meets, all the legislators, and they give 15 minutes to each party to speak for or against the bill. So this is where the rubber hits the road. If this bill passes the House and the Senate, governor signs it, it becomes law. So they give the 15 minutes. They're going to give 5 minutes to their 3 best representatives to speak on that bill. And they're going to either try and kill it or they're going to try and get it passed. And in this upcoming election, our current legislator, Merrill Nelson, retired. So your choice you have is to elect me, someone that's been involved in the process a long time, or a Republican who will be called a junior Republican. And this process I've seen over and over again, and this is how it works. When you elect a new junior Republican to office, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to assign him or her to a committee. And they're going to put them in a committee, and they're going to see how they do. And they're going to groom them for about 2 years. And let's just take, for example, they put them in the Education Committee. Now, in the Education Committee, they keep trying to pass the bill to allow critical race theory to come to Utah. And the junior Republicans could say, you know what, I don't think that's a good idea for Utah. But the leadership of the party is going to say, look, you don't understand the process. We get a lot of money from the federal government. They tell us how to run our schools a little bit. We need to take that money, so we need to pass this, and then you'll see, we'll work it out, we'll make it work in the long run, but just go along with us right now, and let's pass this bill. So the junior leaders, they can either stand their ground and say, no, I'm not doing that, or they can say, okay, yeah, I didn't know, I guess I don't know, you know what's going on, so yeah, I'm going to follow your lead. And if they continue to follow the lead of the party, then they're going to be advanced, and then they're eventually going to pick the committees they want to go in, and they'll have more power and pull, but that's going to take a couple years. So now the bill goes to the floor, and they give the 15 minutes to each representative to speak. Our representative will not get to speak for at least 2 years on the floor. He hasn't been groomed, he doesn't have the experience, and they're going to put their top 3 leaders who are going to do what they want done to speak on that bill. I will be Constitution Party. That means I get equal time on the floor as the other parties. I will get to speak on every bill that comes to the floor. That's powerful for our district. That's powerful for our state. I want to explain a little more why that's powerful and how important that is, not just for our district, but for our state. And I want to do that. So I'm going to pause and cut this video and do another one. Hopefully you'll join me for that one too. And I just really would hope that you'll look at the things I've stood for, the things I've done. You'll consider voting for me, and you'll share my message with others. Thank you.